Hi, everybody, and welcome to the forum Resolve the Unsolved by Felicia Ibis. This is Sandeep Ghosh. Our efforts have been to share and discuss on issues which impact business directly or indirectly. Now, while doing so, it has been our endeavor to discuss on various issues and aspects which has been impacting small, medium, or large businesses across sectors in the last 24 odd webinars, and we are on the 25th today. Today we have a very, very interesting topic, as it says, how insurance can help in mitigating business losses. There are three important words: insurance, business, and losses. Now, business interruption relates to the loss of customers and obviously inability to trade due to a situation like pandemic, can be for reasons like fire, flood, causing losses to production facility, supplies, or any special kind of machinery. So how do we protect as entrepreneurs or as an organization as a whole from the unforeseen situations? Now, running a business means always you are exposed to certain amount of risk, and we need to safeguard and control the unforeseen situations as much we can. Although it's easy to perceive what is the cost of an insurance, in reality, it is probably one of the biggest value adds to any business. Now, these are the areas which has been concerning and has been discussed at length between insuring companies and entrepreneurs. Still, much is left to be understood. So today we decided to have a detailed discussion on the topic, and we are happy to have our guest speaker, Mr. C.M. Garg, to share his experiences and ideas with us. Let me introduce you to Mr. Garg. Mr. Garg comes with an extensive 47 plus years of professional experience. He's a seasoned corporate insurance professional and handles complex insurance scenarios like hydro projects, insurance of aircrafts, heavy industries in core manufacturing areas, and he has earned trust of over 1,000 plus clients who depends on Mr. Garg's ability to guide them through scenarios and help them identify the right insurance combinations. He has been ably advising and supporting large businesses also. At his early stage of his career, he has worked with the central warehousing corporations. Recently, he has been working with business houses like Rajdhani Basin, BL, Kashyap and Sons Limited, Mapisco Builders, Vinay Corporations Limited, etc. He is associated with social activities, and currently he is a director of a renowned NGO, Mahavir Internationals. Along with Mr. Garg, today we also have Mr. Ravinder Goyal. Mr. Goyal, welcome you once again. Mr. Goyal is a founder of Felicia Ibis Consulting. He's a veteran in vocational skilling and training with an exposure and experience of 28 years plus. He has significantly contributed to the skilling ecosystems. And today, he is ably mentoring and guiding a couple of startup initiatives. Along with that, he is also involved in guiding and advising certain existing business corporates. With this, I would request Mr. Garg to come on board and share his thoughts and ideas. Mr. Garg, can you hear me?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Ghosh. Really grateful I am really grateful to Ravindra Goyalji as well as yourself to providing this opportunity to me. And I think I'll be able to do justice to your trust in me. As everybody knows, insurance is basically a vast subject. But one thing at this outset, I must clarify that insurance provides only compensation, say financial compensation. It does not provide loss, any compensation for opportunity loss. Suppose there is a fire in a factory and you are not able to supply certain goods in well in time or the appointed time or given time to your customer. Obviously, the opportunity goes. Your buyer, we will buy from somewhere else.
Right.
So, but let me just start with the 2-3 minute of, for example, health. The policies are guided by terms of the policy. So here, as you initially said, there are 3 things. One is business, loss, and third thing you said was
business, loss, and insurance.
And insurance. So
and at this juncture, since Mr. Garg, you brought in insurance, business, and loss. Before you go on, I will take the opportunity to bring in Mr. Goyal once again and open up the session to all of us as an entrepreneur and an advisor to take it on. Mr. Goyal,
hello everyone. Again, welcome you all in our 25th webinar. And today's subject, as Sandeep ji said, how to mitigate your losses with the help of insurance. In one of the previous webinars, I remember we were talking on the startup initiatives by the government. Now, as an entrepreneur or as a businessman, we need to understand that the environment is changing fast. So whatever we are doing, we need to look at what new has come in our domain or what the new has come into the system and operations. So probably these things what Garg have today might be new for most people. I'll say not everybody, but most of the people, how to ensure business other than infrastructure. That was very interesting to me, and hope that's why Garg is here, and hope speak on this and make more clear on insurance, not only as an insurance or infrastructure insurance, but other ways and means to protect our business. Thank you very much. Now to taking it further.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal, for adding in your initiating comments, which are quite dynamic and very focused. So, Mr. Garg, please.
Yeah.
We would like to listen from you with your experiences. What are the crucial requirements of insurances?
First, let me talk about life insurance. As Mr. Goyal said, LIC was the only one way back before 2000. During these 21 years or 20 years, there are a number of companies which have come up, whether it is life insurance or non-life, which is called general insurances. Life insurance, everything, every policy has certain terms and conditions. One has to deeply look into what are the coverages, what are the terms, where you are going to get claim, where in which cases your claim will be repudiated or denied, or you are not eligible. No, these are things very, very important. Not only in life insurance or health insurance. Previously, health insurance, only PSU companies were providing. There used to be a cap of 1%. Now there are policies where even one is entitled for a suit room. There are no policies where even OPD reimbursement is there. So one has to be very careful while taking the policy that what kind of a coverage this policy is providing to me and in what condition. For example, my suggestion always to a person who is buying a new car is to go for RTI, return to invoice option, in addition to zero debt, so that in case of any this total loss or theft, he is not, his pocket is not, there is no burden on the pocket. He is getting full compensation like on road price almost. But today my topic is to take care of how we can mitigate from insurance, the business loss from insurance point of view. See, there are three elements in any insurance. One is the customer, which in insurance language is called insured. The second is insurance company, which is called insurer. And third player, like us, which are intermediaries. You call it agent, you call them advisor, you call them broker, you give them any name. But all the three are very, very important while taking any policy. Because if the customer or the insured is not providing full information, the insurance company cannot give you the complete coverage which you are seeking. One thing more I would like to tell. Insurance is subject matter of utmost good faith. The insurance company will agree whatever the insured is providing information. Insured is saying, yes, there are fire extinguishers available and working. The insurance company will immediately agree, yes, these are installed and working. They will not question you. They will like to see at the time of claim whether they were installed or not, they are working or not. So I'll classify the businesses into two parts. One is manufacturers or traders of certain goods, manufacturing certain products, and the other is providing certain services. Broadly, there are two types of businesses. There may be three types, but broadly these are classified under two things. In manufacturing or trading, one has the insured has large fixed asset. For example, in manufacturer, he is having a factory, he is having building, he is having plant and machinery, and of course stock. Similarly, trader, he is having office and a large stock to deal in. Whereas this service fellow, he may be having large office, having many computers, servers, and of course a reservoir of human resource capital, which is the main asset in their case. So they have to look after to them. Every business has to take care of his own assets. For example, manufacturing. You have to provide to the insurance company what is the present day replacement value of that particular asset. For example, there is a building you constructed 10 years back at say 1 crore. But can you construct the same building at 1 crore today? Whereas in books, with the depreciation in place, it might be reflecting only say 70 lakhs or 75 lakhs.
Yes.
But if you construct today, if the building have 2 crore. Similarly in plant and machinery. Suppose you imported certain machinery at $1 lakh, say way back 10 years back. At that time, the dollar price was only 60 rupees. So obviously you took insurance of 60 lakhs for that particular machinery. But today the dollar is 75 rupees. Even if the machinery is 10-year-old, you have to take insurance of 75 lakhs and taking value as 75 lakhs. No depreciation need to be provided because at the time of claim, the insurance company will not deduct any depreciation.
Sure.
That is very, very important. So you must take insurance at the present replacement cost. For portable equipments, you can take all risk policy so that if they are lost or there is a breakdown, you can, in such situations, get adequate compensation. But very sad to say that most business houses, manufacturers or traders, they do not take business interruption policy, which has come about to play a very critical role, especially during this pandemic year or lockdown period, when the business were shut down. In advanced countries, there is a provision to give compensation for coverage like pandemic. For example, in Wimbledon, last year the Wimbledon did not happen. They got a compensation of more than 100 million, which they were insuring for last 17 years. But in India, IPL, since they did not take any insurance of similar thing, they suffered heavy loss. They suffered loss of crores.
So you mean to say even IPL didn't go for any insurance?
Yes. This business interruption insurance.
Okay, okay, okay.
So, I mean, what I mean to say is business interruption in India, or if we call, commonly it is called fire loss of profit,
Okay,
FLOP.
okay,
It takes care of any event of damage, in the event of damage of by fire or flood or earthquake,
right.
or unfortunately riots, which are, I mean, now during this even 2020,
Yes, yes.
2 times, this when that US president came in February, lot many riots in East Delhi,
Very
and
good.
these 26th January, fortunately, almost all businesses were closed. So the riots of that magnitude did not take place, which happened in Haryana during the other agitation in 2015. All the shops were looted. So if I talk about business interruption, if suppose a factory has caught fire, the building is damaged, the machinery is burned, stock is destroyed, and it is going to take, let us say, 6 months to restore the production to the level which it was before the fire took place. You have got to pay certain expenses on a regular basis, whether it is permanent salary, whether it is power bill, whether it is interest on loan,
Yes.
and so many other things. The only thing which will not be required to pay is casual labor and the raw material. But that is, which are called standing charges in insurance language, the fixed expenses, or like permanent salary, this interest, this rent on this hired building, these are called standing charges. If you have taken cover for business interruption or fire loss of profit, you are going to be adequately compensation, not only for the damage of fire loss, but for this standing charges, plus the profit which you have earned had there been no fire.
Okay.
So during these 6 months, whatever loss, in addition to the damage to the assets and all, the hypothetical, or not, I would say hypothetical, the actual profit or you would have earned will also been taken care of.
Okay.
But I wonder why people don't take this policy. I really fail to understand. Maybe because of lack of ignorance or lack of knowledge, or the insurers are not educating them, or people like us, they are not properly briefing them the benefit which is available to them in case of, because you see, fire is not going to take place every year.
Yes.
It may happen in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years. But the premium which you are paying is peanut as compared to the benefit. Towards the end of 2018, one of my clients suffered big damage of 15 crore.
Mhm.
They got adequate compensation, not only for the damage to assets and machinery and stock. They were adequately compensation for this fire loss of profit or business interruption, because on my advice, they had taken this kind of a cover. So it becomes very crucial at the time of claim. So, in addition,
I think Garg,
I would say,
interrupt you.
Yeah.
Not
yes, please.
businessman is very feels risk taking, and he feels adventurous. कुछ होगा, सब कुछ ठीक होगा, everything will go right. So actually we plan for positive things, we do not plan for negative things. But that's what how been brought up. Generally the crisis management is been taught.
See,
Planning for good is taught.
by nature, we are very optimistic people. But unfortunately, the people today who are there in the hospitals today, they are also among us only. They have not come from different planet.
Right.
See, when I request you to take adequate insurance of health,
Hmm.
I can request you so long as I am after you. The moment, unfortunately, anyone suffers a major disease, then he will be after me to provide certain insurance. At that time, I will be helpless. I will not be able to provide any insurance to them.
Right, right.
So it is only when we can offer some good policy to them that you should take it. It is not after the event, nothing can be done.
No, very important. Very important.
So it is very important that you should have adequate insurance, not only for your assets, but for your health, as well as that term insurance for your life. So that in case any misfortune happens, the lifestyle of our family members continue the same way as it was when we were there. If I talk about life insurance.
Right.
Similarly, health insurance. You see, we are not earning to pay to the hospitals. If we have small amount of kept aside towards health insurance, in case of any need, the insurance company will pay. Unfortunately, I had to be hospitalized for COVID in November. Only 500 rupees were deducted in my policy, and I was there for 15 days. So there was practically zero deduction. So we must have a kind of a policy which takes care of all your expenses.
True.
In case of need, whether it is health, whether it is life or fire. In fire, in addition to fire, we should take this business interruption cover or FLOP, fire loss of profit. This I have talked about the stationary assets. Now there are assets which move. Manufacturers make the goods, he transports them.
Right.
Or he buys certain raw material. Every day, you come across cases where the truck or the container is toppled down.
Yes.
So
Very true.
the goods are damaged. If we have taken a policy which takes care of compensation of damage in case of all risk, I am talking here again, the coverage becomes very important. If there is a policy which mentions wet, suppose because of water damage or rainwater damage, the claim is not payable. Then during the rainy season, if anything happens to your good, you are not going to get any claim. So it is very difficult, very essential or prominent that you must take care of the coverage which is there in the policy. So transportation of goods, generally these manufacturers and traders, they take open policy where the guy manufactures more than 100 plus crore. There is a special policy which is given by insurers that is called sales turnover policy, which takes care of all your movement of goods, whether purchase, inter-branch movement, job work, anything. So it has become, if you are having a turnover of 100 plus crore, you must take STOP policy only, because you are paying premium only on the sales turnover, whereas you are getting cover for all type of movements of goods, and that too all risk cover. Again, I'm during my introduction, I'm emphasizing on the coverage part. I think I must have already spoken about 5 or 6 times the coverage part, because what happens is the insurance company will give you the policy. It will come in a beautiful packet. You will keep in your garage, right, and open only when there is a claim. And at that time, if the coverage is missing, where do you go? You will shout at the intermediary, or you will say, भैया इंश्योरेंस में तो पैसा ही नहीं मिलता है, इंश्योरेंस पैसा प्रीमियम दिए जाओ, पैसा तो मिलता नहीं है. But it is not so. It is not so. If we are careful about the coverage part, there is no way the insurance can deny your claim. The insurer can deny your claim. They may at time tend to delay, but they cannot liquidate or delay or deny a claim. if the coverage is proper and you have taken adequate measures to inform them that this is my policy, this is my stock, this is value of my building, this is value of my plant and machinery, there is basement exposure, if it is there, what kind of basement exposure, like that, you know, what type of firefighting arrangements are there, whether you have taken only fire extinguisher or there is a sprinkler is there, hydrant is there, have you installed that tulip pump which works even if the light is not there. You know, there are no number of things which are to be taken into account. Here I like to narrate an incident. During this lockdown, I had to visit one client. He is running a factory for last 25 years and the asset base is 250 crore. I met him for the first time. And after meeting of more than 2 hours, what he said, hey, Mr. Garg, I have no hesitation in confessing with you that during me last 25 years, I did not devote 25 minutes on insurance because it is such a small fraction of my total expense. But after you have explained to me the importance, I feel I must devote sufficient time and I must give it adequate importance. So, unfortunately, many times the entrepreneurs, they ignore the importance of insurance because they feel what a small expense it is, 10 lakh rupees. And the importance, one knows the importance only when the claim comes.
Garg sir,
So
Yeah.
probably
Yes, Mr. Goel.
they are mixed. Now, as you said, let's say most of the people have some insurance policy running, whether it is related to business or related to health. Now, as you said, the coverage has to be looked into, but as somebody must have done it 15 years, 20 years back, 30 years back. So whatever is written in the past, how it can be changed to mitigate these risks in the current.
Fortunately, in general insurance, you have to renew the policy every year. So it is a fresh contract between an insured and the insurer. You can jolly well change all conditions if you want. So you can take adequate safeguard to ensure that all type of risks are covered in your policy.
But generally it happens the condition, the
For example, in a mall, there can be a reasonable risk of a terrorist attack. So you should take cover for a terrorist attack in hotel, in malls, whereas we did not take a terrorism risk, say for a factory in a remote area.
True.
So there are things where you can adequately safeguard your interest by ensuring that you have taken adequate cover for various type of risks.
even if it was not covered in the previous this thing,
You can take additional cover this year at the time of renewing, or not only at the time of renewing, in the mid-year also. Suppose you have come across that there is under insurance. You thought that insurance of 10 crore is adequate when you took the policy, but all of a sudden you found one day that it is better if it is 12 crore. Then in the mid of the policy, you can take additional cover for 10 crore by way of enhancement of sum insured.
okay.
So this is a great information, great update. So Garg, one more query at this juncture, since you are clarifying. I was having a discussion with one of our clients, and there was a query about credit insurance.
Yeah, I was coming to that only.
Okay, please.
See, in the right side of the balance sheet,
Right.
most of the people insure only fixed assets and stock, either voluntarily or under compulsion from their financier. कि भैया बैंक से लोन लिया हुआ है, स्टॉक का इंश्योरेंस देना है तो स्टॉक का इंश्योरेंस कर दिया. The stock may be of 58 crore or I mean X amount, but since they have taken loan of say 50% of that amount, many a times I find they will insure only that 50% amount because the policy which is to be given to bank takes care of that. Suppose 10 crore stock is there and you have taken a working capital loan of say 5 crore. So people take insurance of only 5 crore of stock. A pity. Because rest of the 50%, it is under insurance. Means you have taken self-insurance for that. So I mean, it is a pity. Anyway, in addition to the fixed asset and stock, there is another very prominent head, which is generally overlooked by the insured or the people, is sundry debtors.
Okay.
Which is quite a big portion of any balance sheet if you come across, whether
Right.
it is a small shopkeeper or a big corporate house. Sundry debtor constitutes a significant amount of the total balance sheet on the right side. At times, it is as good as total fixed asset and stock, depending on the number of days credit you are providing. In certain category of manufacturing, the turnover period is 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
Absolutely.
So that means there the sundry debtor is quite a large chunk. Fortunately for us, the insurers are now providing trade credit insurance,
Okay.
whereby you are assured of getting 80% of your amount if the fellow is not paying you even after due date.
Okay.
Taking into account certain, checks and balances, certain norms, certain obligations on your part, which you will follow. And not only, you see, it takes care of the sundry debtor. It helps you increase your business also.
Right.
For example, Goel Saab is in a business and you are his customer.
Mhm.
He is banking on you only, say, let us say up to 1 crore. But I'm happy if I give credit of 1 crore to Mr. Goel.
Right.
But insurance company says there is no harm if you give extend credit even up to 3 crore.
Okay.
So when Mr. Goel was afraid of giving you even 1 lakh or few lakh more than 1 crore, he can jolly well happily give you a credit of 3 crore. That way it will
Right.
increase his business. That is one part. Second, suppose Mr. Goel is today working only in Delhi NCR.
Mhm.
He is afraid of going to Mumbai. Who will go to recover the money if that guy does not pay up?
Very important question. Very important.
Whereas if the insurance company says, no worries, Mr. Ghosh is sitting in Mumbai, you are not doing business with him, but he has a credit worthiness report. You can extend credit of say 3 crore. He will start tomorrow itself, he will start working with you because he is assured of his recovery of dues in case Mr. Ghosh does not pay up. So this not only secures your sundry debtors, it helps to increase business also.
Look, this is a very important point, Mr. Garg, which you pointed out. In fact, there have been queries. To be very frank, we also sometimes could not get an answer. Today, what you shared about
Last week itself, we have given one policy where the turnover of the corporate is into services, mind you.
okay.
He is into services, mind you. Not only manufacturing.
Mhm.
Manufacturing must take, manufacturers must take.
Mhm. Mhm.
If they are providing, they are selling goods on credit, they must take this kind of a policy. To a service fellow, if I can give you a policy
Mhm.
to secure his current asset, current asset, then you can understand the leverage it will give to increase his business manifold.
Garg sahab, I had another question to you. As in our Panacea, we meet and greet youngsters who are looking to start startups. startup is a buzzword now. Now the basic problem I have seen, they are scared of taking money from their parents or their peer group or from the bank because they are not sure of their success. They are always scared of that if I invest 20 lakh, 50 lakh, how will I pay because I don't have any asset or I don't want to put the flat or the property of my parents. So is there any way out where these youngsters can be helped out in ensuring their the initial investment?
In insurance, not really, because as I said, insurance, you have to have some asset for which you can take insurance. If there is hardly any asset, what kind of insurance you are going to get? However, for your human capital, certain, but always, they are starved of cash. There is always a challenge on your working capital, on their bank money. So, but still, I have given certain policies to the employees of certain startups, say group medical, group personal accident, where that saves them from this, like in case of pandemic, this COVID, that these guys did not have to pay from their pocket and they got the money from the insurer if they had to be hospitalized for disease or for illness.
Okay, it's nothing related to like the capital they are investing to start up. Definitely, in the startup case, it is more towards the manpower cost or the making that idea to bring it to the ground. So they really have asset, but it is more of expenditure. But
It is, in India, our insurance penetration level is still very low.
right,
Whereas in advanced countries, everybody is taking insurance, going and taking insurance. Here, you have to sell the insurance.
right.
Unfortunate part. So there, this kind of insurance is available. You name it and they have it. But here in India, IRDA, is very stringent about giving approval to new type of insurance.
Okay.
I have another question, Sandeep ji.
Yes, please.
The Garg Sahab again, because a lot of people have interacted with me as the startup buddies, we call them.
No, in fact, I think Mr. Goyal, you are already handling a couple of queries already in startups and investments.
So there was another query. There was a guy who conceptualized an idea, invested some money onto it, and he was going for a what do you call venture capitalist. Nowadays, the capital comes in various forms, like where they look for equity as well as what you call debt funding, where they ask for a defined return on investment. Now, when you speak to the investors, if they're taking 2 crore of rupees and the investor is asking, let's say 20% year-on-year basis returns. So how that young buddy can probably safeguard himself? Is there any way out with you?
Not really. I'm afraid the insurance will not help in such case.
Okay.
Because the venture capitalists, they also know they act. You see, if they are given 2 crore, 10 fellows, they know pretty well that only 1 or 2 will bring them like Just Dial.
Right.
No.
Yes.
It was a windfall for Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. So like that,
That's right. That's right.
No, these queries do keep on coming up. These queries do keep on coming up consistently from new startups and new ventures which are there as it is. In fact, the credit insurance is a very, very important area. And I think credit insurance is a must for people to go in for.
And moreover, I would like to say
Yes.
that it is to take care of any catastrophic hit in your balance sheet.
Okay.
See, there is no fire loss, there is no flood loss, there is no earthquake loss. And still, your balance sheet is bleeding because your salary debtors are not paying up.
Mhm.
So to ensure that you are not put at the receiving end, this kind of policy you must take.
So, Mr. Garg, as you rightly pointed out, I was just thinking through. It is very important for a business entity or an entrepreneur to sit back and understand and discuss openly what could be the risk liabilities, right? So, risk liabilities could be a fire, a burglary, or an disruption in business, non-payment, logistic accidents, anything. So, any risk which can be not predicted, can be written down. I think there can be an area where insurance can mitigate that, if I'm right.
Rather, I would say major of the portion insurance can mitigate, whether
Okay.
it is fixed asset by way of fire, insurance of fire, earthquake, STFI, business interruption, and by way of taking trade insurance to take care of sundry debtors, and for transportation of goods, that marine policy. Even courier, sending anything by courier is also called marine insurance.
Wonderful.
What happens sometimes, suppose you have given me a packet,
Okay.
you please do insurance of this. I did not ask you that will it go by courier or how will it go, and you also did not inform. And suppose I forgot to mention in my policy the coverage of courier, and you sent by courier, and the packet did not reach there, the claim is not payable.
Oh,
So this is why I say all the time, the coverage is very important.
very, very important. Very, very important. And I think this is what you shared. That means this is an opportunity for every entrepreneur to sit down with a consulting advisor with experience like you, share all the business nuances and possibilities, spend time, energy, effort, and resources to understand what could be the risk liabilities, and maybe take this up. Please.
As I mentioned a few minutes back,
Yeah.
I was shocked when that fellow of 25 years doing business, running factory for 25 years, told me that he has not spent even 25 minutes. I was really shocked. And 250 crore of assets, what a small company. And he really confessed that I have not spent even 25 minutes.
You know, the immortal word is very much there in Indian culture, immortal. So whether it's life, we take risk. If it is business, we take risk, and we feel we are.
Fortunately, we sat together at the right time because there was no claim, there was no loss till that time. And now we have already taken care of adequately to ensure whatever assets are there, adequate insurance. We have given them adequate coverage.
It was very important. Yesterday, in fact, I got some time to catch up with Mr. Garg. We were having a call late evening, and we were discussing. See, it's very important. Like just with the pandemic over, COVID-19 not over, I would say, subsiding a bit. I think we all should learn from it. We should not be going back and practicing the old practices, but learning and trying to be proactive. That's more important. Mr. Garg, would you like to share some more information or would you like to take some questions?
मार पीछे कोई पुकार नहीं है. As simple as that.
Okay.
You can take insurance when you can.
Mm-hmm.
If there is an incident, there is an accident, there is a damage, nobody can help.
Right.
Right.
And if there is adequate amount of insurance taken and coverage is proper, there is no way that you are not going to get the compensation. You are going to get claim, rest assured. The insurance company jolly will have to pay. At the time of taking policy, my suggestion is you must take reputation of that company into account instead of seeing at the कि कितना premium है.
Anybody
Premium difference may be of few thousand rupees. Even in some cases, maybe even few hundred rupees.
Okay.
You ignore that. You must stick to any good company for taking insurance of your assets, your life, your health.
Okay, Gaurav sir.
As I told you, in my case, in hospitalization of 15 days, the insurance company deducted only 500 rupees of admission charges, no other deduction.
No, that is wonderful, and that is because you are aware of it and you could manage it.
No. See, it is not because the claim was of CM Garg.
Okay.
Nothing doing.
No. What I'm saying is, as an informed insurer,
Yeah.
you were informed and aware of it. That's what I'm saying.
We came across number of policies where the deduction for this COVID was 5%, 10%, 15%.
Okay.
In one case, the deduction was almost 50%. What that insurance fellow says, insurance company, I will give you only as per Delhi government rate, 10,000 rupees, nothing more.
Okay.
We are fighting it now.
Okay.
Right. So I'll take another question before we open up to our participants.
Please.
As you said that like you can insure debtors in your company, and generally it happens in trading community or the manufacturer. These kind of incidents happens quite frequently, even sometimes. So is there any unlimited leverage one can have, or probably there is a limit like in vehicle insurance, you can claim the insurance only twice in the year. So is there any such kind of limitations do we have in debtor insurance?
No, see, there is no limit as far as claim is concerned in any insurance of vehicle. The only limit is claim of twice. You can take 2 claims for 0 death.
Okay.
In number of policies of some insurance companies, there is a limit of 0 death claim twice. Whereas there is, as such per se, there is no limit. And as regards third party claim, the limit is unlimited.
My question was more onto the debtors insurance, that in case if with the manufacturer, debtor loss is happening too much or very frequently. So how do insurance companies react on that?
It will depend on case to case. And moreover, it is not a very cheap insurance. I mean, you are not going to get this kind of a policy in few thousand rupees. It is going to take minimum 7-8 lakh rupees.
Okay, but the frequency and the leverage is
that the insurance company will take into account, and at the same time they will guide you. Suppose now let me put the coin other way around.
Okay.
You have given Mr. Ghosh, kindly don't mind Mr. Ghosh,
No.
a limit of 1 crore. Insurance company says, भैया ये तो 25 लाख में भी महंगा है आदमी. You will gradually reduce time रहते हुए before the loss occurs.
Okay.
Because the insurance company is able to value it.
Yes, they will. They have certain their own mechanism to value your creditworthiness.
So are you saying that every debtor they are going to insure, first they will evaluate and then they'll certify that okay?
And every new customer.
Every customer. So if it is not evaluated by the
beyond threshold limit of say 5-10 lakh, any dealing you are doing for more than 5-10 lakh, they will first you have to first inform them. They will certify it, they will verify it, and they will give you a limit.
Okay.
Because the credit worthiness has to be proven.
Yes, that is good for you.
Right.
आप तो अभी आप सीएम गर्ग के कहने पे दे रहे हो आप घोष साहब को पैसे क्रेडिट माल, बट सीएम गर्ग जी को क्या पता. और जैसे मैंने कहा, इट वर्क्स बोथ वेज कि 1 करोड़ की जगह 3 करोड़ भी दे सकते हैं आप. और you can reduce also if the credit worthiness report is not coming. Okay.
Right.
And it makes a lot of sense when you are doing crores of transaction. A couple of lakhs saves you the pain of going through the recovery process, not getting the money, and all those time wastage and resource wastage which is there.
100%.
I think
I'll share an instance.
And you are able to sleep well in the night, above all.
Yeah.
Garsab, I'll share an instance. I was into education franchise. So way back in 1998, when I sold my first franchisee, my fees was around 5 lakh rupees for a franchisee. So when the franchisee was going back from my office, so he saw the envelope. And the envelope was carrying only one 10-page agreement and one brochure. So he was feeling what I am getting in return of 5 lakh rupees I have paid. So that is what happens with insurance as well. There is you don't see immediate value in the insurance amount.
So it's
But
more to
my request and my suggestion to the fellow listeners is that you must open the envelope well in time, immediately when you receive it, clause, go through it clause by clause, devote some time, and then if some clause is not clear to you or you are not happy with certain clause, you must come back to your intermediary or to the insurers to clarify it. Lest it is late.
So we open up, Mr. Sandeep.
yes, yes. I think if anybody has any queries, you can put it on the chat box or you can unmute and speak out also. If anybody has any queries, please, you can unmute and speak out. We'll just give a couple of seconds to see. No, in fact, it was very important, Mr. Kar, what you shared. And if I may also add, there needs to be a lot of information sharing between the party which is getting insured or applying for the insurance, and there should be an expert person who understands, like you, who can be ably in a position to guide an organization what should be the appropriate thing.
Of course. It is very, very important.
It's very important because the areas when you're talking about credits, when you're talking about logistics, when you're talking about disruption, and it's not easy to measure out what should be the valuation and how to go across. And I think
even in simple policies like fire, so there are certain add-on policies, add-on covers which are being given by the insurers. If suppose I am not thorough about that, I may end up giving you only 2 add-on covers. There may be 10 more available.
Yes. Great. I think we don't have any queries as of now. Mr. Goyal, anything which you want to share or discuss?
I think as I speak up in most of the webinars, that the time is changing very fast.
Yes.
The way we were managing the operations and the business, it is no more the same time. So whatever we are, wherever we are, we must explore the possibilities which are created by the new system and the new people or new enterprise coming in. So whether it is insurance, whether it is technology, whether it is anything for that matter, like plants, machinery, or various types of, like the business modeling is also changed. So one part of our life of from the business or the entrepreneurship, we must dedicate in exploring the newer opportunities available to us. Like it is something like we are running the business in the same 20 years old style or 40 years old style. So probably it is not only about insurance, but it is how we operate. So it is more onto the mindset which I always speak. So we must explore and probably put our mind to work. What's new? What is new there for me?
Sure. Very important, and well said, Mr. Goyal. Is very, very important and crucial as we are slowly evolving out of the pandemic scenario. It's time we acknowledge, open up, share, discuss, get information from people who can provide it, and take our businesses to new heights. Mr. Garg, thank you so much. And it was an
pleasure.
It was an enriching experience. It was an enriching experience, I would say. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to benefit from it. We will look forward to a detailed session and a meeting from you.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time. Thank you, Mr. Goyal. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, everybody. Bye. And we'll catch up again next week.